Guys, what's going on? What is going on? What is going on? Guys, are we going to talk about some foolishness today? Right? And guys, ever since Orange Man whooped up on Knucklehead Harris at the election, guys, there's been all these wokey wokes, right? All these, especially woke liberal white women, right? All we hear is
No, nothing. I'm just emotional. Why don't you understand?
all they do is whine and moan and complain. And guys, there's people who are saying that they're actually gonna flee the United States. They think that the United States is so bad that they're gonna flee, as in like they have to be refugees and go to Canada or some other country. Can you imagine, guys, how brainwashed you have to be by the media to actually believe that the United States is that bad? When you live in the greatest country on planet Earth, right? Keyshawn, what's up, dude? He said, yeah, this broke chick left to Canada. Annoying lesbians, facts. Yep. Jubilee, how you doing? Kelvin's here. Kelvin, what's up, man? It's good to see you as usual. It's good to see you. Steve is here. Snowboard's here. Rayja is here. What's up, guys? Yeah. Because these absolute dunderheads think the United States is that bad that they're going to leave the United States. What an absolute joke. Guys, can you think of anything more dumb than that? Look at this. Hold on. Especially with Gen Z. Guys, with Gen Z, it's women, right? Because we see Gen Z men are more conservative than ever. You know what I'm saying? Guys, check this out. Look at this. Fair use, by the way. Fair use. Look at this, guys. Watch.
Packing its bags and checking out of the United States. Millions of young people are looking.
Where? That's the issue. Guys, where is better than the United States? Where? Where could any American choose to go that's better than the United States? That has the access, that has the basic living, that has the cost of living. But guys, here's the thing about this mindset of hating America. America sucks. They have this Amerocentric blame for everything, where they think that America is the only thing out there and is causing all the problems. And they have this weird narrative that America is not only the cause of all the problems, but everywhere else on planet Earth is a magical candy land. Insane. Come on, guys.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
The people that would have the hardest time moving to other places. Guys, put a 1 in this chat if you agree with me. There's nowhere else on planet Earth.
This is likely attributed to the chaotic political climate.
These groups.
We're among them.
Black, Hispanic, LDHT, TV women. There's nowhere else on Earth where you're better off being these things. And they're going to leave here? Come on, man.
Most likely.
This is what the media does. This is what college does. This is what woke college professors do, guys. What an absolute joke is that? Whose fault is that? Guys, look at these comments. Someone says, it's not easy to move to another country. People think that other countries have open borders and you can just walk in. Many other places have super extensive programs for obtaining citizenship. Facts. Facts. Look at that. Someone says, Americans think that they can just move to any country they want. Facts. What a...
At night.
Yeah, but guys, look. Guys, let's break some news, guys. I dropped the link in the Discord for anyone who was coming up, and then I'll drop the link here in a minute, guys. Make sure to hit the like button, guys. You know, because I'm trying to hit 100 likes in record time here. So Hold on, guys. Let's do this.
Flag first reported on this trend.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Look at this.
It is a turbulent time to be living in the United States, and now some Americans are packing up and leaving, and they're deciding to live abroad. Driven.
She can get it, man. She's a little past the wall, you know. But hey, Asian don't raisin. You know what I'm saying? How you doing?
She's like all these babes. You get their pilot lit, they can suck start a leaf blower.
By factors like the cost of living and political divisions. Chief investigative reporter Eric Flack first reported on this trend 3 years ago, so he checked back with the experts who told him the number of people interested in leaving the states is only going up.
Good. Guys, let them leave. Good. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. You know what I'm saying? Guys, let them leave. They'll find out the hard way. Guys, they'll always be back. Always. Privilege is invisible to those who have it. You know? Ridiculous.
Jen Barnett and her husband left Alabama to live in Mexico 3 years ago. They say they were fed up with the U.S. political climate. And now their company Expatsy helps thousands of other Americans move abroad too.
120 people started their visa process just in September.
I wonder how they're feeling right now with the cartel violence, right? Not so nice now, is it? You moron.
Just for Portugal, just of our clients. So people are moving at much higher rates than we've seen in the past.
Good.
Expatsy organizes group tours like these for Americans exploring potential new homes abroad. And listen to this. She says business was up huge in the first part of this year. Why?
The cost benefit analysis of staying in the US has just changed dramatically.
Ridiculous.
And there are different reasons for different people.
It's a
The
trend.
people who are doing this are dumb, lazy, stupid, or all three, right? Guys, there's no reason why you should, first of all, have to flee the United States, right? That's a dumb word to use. But as I can see, you know, there's people who are expats who want to leave. Like, you're older, you know, Costa Rica, fine. You know, military guys have been doing this for years. But why would anyone that's like a decent working age, why? Move to a cheaper part of the United States. Guys, I've lived in areas, guys, politics and stuff actually don't come up in places. I can live in an area where they're completely diametrically opposed to my politics. You just live your life and be left alone. It's this brainwashing, it's social media, and it's women that's the problem.
WUSA 9 first reported on back in 2022 after Roe versus Wade was overturned.
Guys, what is RVW being overturned have to do with any of us getting up and going to work tomorrow? Isn't it funny how it's the old chicks, the uggos, right? That are like, they're not. How do you have women who are 75 talking about RVW? You're not having babies anytime soon.
It's the most insane thing. A friend of mine, we had this same argument she was like 58, and her two daughters.
Yeah, guys, hit the like button, please. You know,
have no intentions on having kids at all. And I'm like, and plus you're in Pennsylvania where this stuff was a non-factor. I'm like, why are you making, this is not your fight. You're making an argument for something that has no impact or bearing on you, your life, or the people you love and care about. Or was that too deep and too early?
I just don't get what's the what's the issue here, guys? You can only care about the stuff that involves your paycheck and your ability to pay your bills. That's it. But these chicks, guys, this is proof that women live life on easy mode. They just look for reasons to be victims. They look for reasons to be oppressed. That's why you see so many of these 304s, these white liberal women are all the non-binaries, because they know that women aren't really oppressed. So they have to say that they're not a gender so that they can somehow still be oppressed. Ridiculous, you know?
We traveled to this moving abroad seminar in Atlanta. attended by people from all over the country, including Prince George's and Calvert County, Maryland.
Where are you from?
Texas.
Texas.
You?
Okay. Maryland.
Jennifer Stevens is executive director for the website International Living.
Guys, isn't it funny though how these liberals talk about colonization, don't colonize, but they're technically doing economic colonization, right? Think about it. What's the difference between France and Spain coming over to the New World and colonizing the natives, and these rich Westerners coming and colonizing Mexico, colonizing Brazil, right? Driving up the value of the price of everything, changing the local culture, changing local politics. Guys, that sounds like colonization to me, right, guys?
Or even better yet, gentrification.
Thank you very much.
And wasn't it last year where in this country that is south of the United States, where they were having uprising people about all the Americans coming there?
Yeah.
Mexico was trying to kick us out the country.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
She says right now, people are being driven from the States by things like the cost of living, especially healthcare and housing, and those increasing cultural divisions.
It's not that they're necessarily ready to.
Of course. I mean, look at this idiot, Who do you guys think this dunderhead voted
Get on an airplane tomorrow and leave, but they are sort of taking the steps now to allow them to have some options in case things go a little nutty in the States.
Stevens says foreign countries are now making it easier than ever to relocate, especially since the pandemic changed.
Guys, get a little nutty. Guys, we had, we've had way worse things going on in the United States. We had a civil war at one point. How many crazy uprisings did we have in the old West? We had riots in DC with the veterans after World War I. Well, what are you talking about? People can't say that the United States is any worse now than it was 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. It's just ridiculous.
Changed how we work. Portugal and Ireland are among the most popular destinations. International Living says in Panama, you can live comfortably for around $1,800 a month. And the group just named Greece its top-ranked country to retire to abroad.
I would say that more people are asking the really practical questions they need to ask in order to take the steps to really do it.
I don't think moving abroad is ever apolitical. It is always you choosing to vote with your feet and vote with your dollars, or to find a better life in another place.
The State Department told us U.S. citizens are not required to register their travel to a foreign country, so they can't provide numbers of U.S. citizens living in or traveling outside of the United States. But Jen Barnett predicts what was once a trickle of people leaving the U.S. to live abroad could soon be a flood.
Nope. Because there's a reason why so many people literally die coming here. Kevin's right. Yeah, the U.S. will always be the greatest country on earth. Guys, we have 38 likes and 137 people. Guys, stop. Take a second. Please hit the like button, guys. I'd appreciate that. It's a 304 button. It's free and it's easy. Gregory says, it's really amazing how people are crazy to trade opportunity for struggle. All you got to do is wave goodbye because they don't want to be saved. Yeah, hashtag cooked, hashtag misplaced priorities. Facts. Absolute facts. He didn't tell a lie. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
You are scaring the hoes.
Who was saying something?
So, it's amazing how, because like you, I hate the word flee. What are you in particular, you're a white privileged woman who lives in the United States. What are you fleeing from? If anyone needs to flee, it's us men getting away from these women, these modern feminist women. If anyone needs to flee, but in regards to being an expat, no, there's the reason why they will always fail. These people who make these, I call it, you're using short-term feelings to make long-term decisions because they do it ill prepared, they're unprepared, they have unrealistic expectations, and they're not set up.
Yeah.
I can go live in another country, and they haven't even really been there before or spent any amount of time more than a couple of weeks.
Yeah. They don't understand the cultural differences, the
No,
language
they have no desire
barrier.
to. They have
Yeah.
no. They have no
Yeah.
desire to learn the language, the culture. They go to these other countries with their Western mindset.
Yeah, or
You know,
they stay at the resort. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was in Puerto Vallarta at the resort, so I'm ready to move to freaking rural Mexico. It's like, dude, you got to understand, guys. How many times have you guys been to, like, Mexico, Brazil? Guys, look at the roads. Look at the average, like, road. Like,
Yeah.
go to anywhere in the United States and look at the roads and the sidewalks. You have places like Brazil, guys. They don't. Outside most cities, there's no roads, and even parts of the city, there's no roads. There's no sidewalks. There's horses and carts and stuff. It's crazy. So, what are you saying?
I jacked up 2 cars in DR, but but I told him my name was Snowboard and I was good to go.
Permanently. That's according to a new Gallup survey. And younger women are behind that spike. 2 in 5 women, in fact, from the ages of 15 to 44 now say they want to leave the U.S. for good. That's
2 in 5 women say that they want to leave the United States for good. Look at that. Are you guys shocked? Oh, and guys, it's funny when they actually get away from the tourist areas. Well, there's high crime there in, like, Brazil and other places. But dude, man, like, you just don't call the cops and they just come like 911 here. Oh no,
Nope.
No. There's violence. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
4 times as many from 2014 when just 1 in 10 wanted to live abroad. Benedict Vigers is a senior global news writer at Gallup and one of the authors of this study and joins us now to help us understand what's behind it. Benedict, good morning. So I'm kind of fascinated by such a dramatic shift and change. From what you can tell, what's behind?
There's no testosterone in any of these dudes, man. Look how much soy do you think these idiots drink?
Driving it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'd say there's no one single smoking gun that lies behind this significant increase we've seen over the last decade, more of a range of factors. First of which is the issue of politics. So we've been asking this question for many years. And historically, there wasn't much of a partisan gap depending on whether people would want to move abroad, depending on how they viewed their leadership. That changed in 2017 upon President Trump's first...
Gee, I wonder what happened in 2017, right? And guys, we've had presidents that have been, think of like what some of the presidents did back in the 1800s, the 1900s, right? The Japanese internment camps, the Trail of Tears, other things, right? Like how unpopular even like LBJ was with a lot of his stuff. And people didn't want to leave. Because people just realized that, hey, that's what this guy's doing this time. We'll have to vote him out the next time. And there was no social media, all this other stuff, where it was literally making people think that they were victims and all this. Like there's people that actually think ICE is going to kick down their door. This one idiot that I know was like, my son, on Facebook, my son didn't want to bring his brown teddy bear with him on the trip to the store because he didn't want ICE to grab his teddy bear from him. I'm like, you can't be serious.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Can you imagine being that delusional?
But that's the problem.
That brainwashed,
But that's the problem. People in this country are so privileged and they live life so much on easy mode that they have not developed the mental fortitude to deal with any type of conflict or adversity or anything along those lines. And the minute there's any challenge to their worldview, no matter how ill-informed and how idiotic it is, they fold. And my whole thing is, as a grown man, you need to be slapped upside down if you're raising your son to be afraid of taking his brown teddy bear outside. You have failed as a father and as a man.
Yeah, but guys, victimhood becomes people's entire identity because it's a built-in failsafe when they don't succeed. You know what I'm saying? Guys, this is why, like, you know, Jesse Lee Peterson, he said this the best, right? A lot of white people talk about small hats like black people talk about white people. Guys, I'm sorry to say it, but there is no shadow boogeyman group out there that's the cause of all your problems where you can't succeed. I'm sorry, there just isn't. I don't presuppose that any group is the cause of all my problems. Because even if it was true, guys, you still got to try and make it. You know what I'm saying? And I have to find the interview that Jesse Lee Peterson did. But the guy was like going in about the small hats, and then Jesse Peterson's like, "Bro, like you're starting to sound like lazy blacks. These pro blacks who only blame the white man." Like,
yeah, I've never heard that before. That's a pretty powerful point.
At some point, you got to be like, "Look, there's two things I can do: nothing or succeed." That when you understand what you're up against, you can plan and win. You know, so.
You know, another real great irony that Joker just put out a video, was it yesterday or the day before? And he made a very great, excellent point. The irony is that right now there is tens of millions of women in a certain country that has a lot of sand that are praising and they're blessing the orange man. They say this is the best thing that has happened in over 47 years to their country. But yet here in the Western world, all the libtard female broads are, you know, condemning this. And meanwhile, of course, all the other countries over there with a lot of sand, they're fully supporting you know, what Orange Man is doing. Yeah. It's like the hypocrisy and the irony is just baffling.
No,
baffling.
It's ironic.
This guy.
And plus, Colin, we can't really make too many blanket statements when it should be a carpet statement. Oh!
Yeah. Stop putting me on this emotional roller coaster, Snowboard. I can't handle it. I'm too old for this.
Here we go, guys. Let's get back into this.
Ever since. And we know that young women who've driven this spike in desire.
So the people who benefit the most from the U.S. institutions are losing faith in it. That's proof that those who have privilege don't see it.
Migrate tend to lean more heavily towards Democrats than other groups. But that's not just politics that's playing a role. There's also an interesting trend when you come to look at people's confidence in institutions. So over the same period when young women have been growing increasingly keen to desire to move abroad permanently, they've seen a similar drop in their confidence in national institutions, particularly around the issue of the national judicial system and the courts. We think that is in part related to the 2022 Dobbs decision, around which we also saw a significant decrease in young women's satisfaction with their personal freedoms. But there's a whole range of factors playing into this over the last decade. And I think it's important to mention that this question that we asks people about their desire to migrate, not intentions or plans. And not everyone who expresses this will move. Right. But I think that in itself raises a more interesting question.
Power and politics in America is that they're more loyal to Jews and Israel than they are to America. So that's why that's part of why the country's falling apart, I believe.
But doesn't that sound like the blacks, what they say, exactly what they say about the whites? I went to Israel once, and I was touring Israel, and I had been reading that Israel had given up a lot of land to the Allah Uaba people, and city of David, area. And the little area that the Jews have is all clean and nice and beautiful, in the same way that the white people have here. Their area, they beautify their area, right? And when you look across the road, the Palestinians just sit around, creating ghettos, blaming the Jews, jealous of the Jews, while they have beautiful areas, but they won't clean it up and improve on it and stuff like that. And so it reminded me of like, wow, the Palestinians are mad at the Jews in the same way the blacks are mad at the whites. And now some whites are mad at the Jews. What the?
Yeah, but and guys, what I agree with is, guys, you can't presuppose that one group of people is responsible for all your problems, because you aren't important enough to have some conspiracy against you. None of us are. I'm not. You aren't. We're in the backwash of this byproduct of feminism. But guys, there's no ancient organization that's out to friggin' stop you and us from getting money. Guys, all of us in this chat, we are getting money regardless. Period. Nothing stopping us, guys. Nothing. That's how it works. So
which is how people and young women in this case see their futures in their country, their communities, and whether they offer them the chance to live thriving lives.
Right, and there's such a stark gender gap comparing women to men of the same age. I think your survey found there was a 20-point difference between men who felt the same way. Do we know where?
Because men are smart, right? Right, guys? Men are practical, pragmatic, right? You're not going to see any man worth a damn. Guys, wow, guys, we have 130 people. We don't even have 50 likes, guys. Stop, take a second. Hit the like button, guys. I appreciate that.
These women aspire to move to, and what this means overall.
Yeah, it's a very good question. And Gallup have been asking this to much of the world for 20 years. And such gaps, as you mentioned, between young men and young women are exceptionally rare. So in the 20 years, we've been asking this to more than 140 countries annually. We'd never before this year seen a gap of more than 20 points between young women and young men in desire to migrate. That is until the United States this year, showing.
Guys, put a 1 if you agree that that these white chicks wouldn't be so pro immigration if it was all big booty Latinas who were coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it was all hot friggin' Colombians, if it was big booty, small waist Colombians. Oh no, they would hate that. Or no. Actually, I would say Asians. If it was a bunch of hot Thai chicks and Korean chicks and Vietnamese chicks coming in, oh no, because where I'm from, Colin knows. The one thing that white chicks, especially liberal white chicks, hate to see is a successful white dude with a hot Asian chick. Oh, they can't stand it. The Asian chicks are the white girls what white girls are the B-dubs, right? I've seen it. Colin has too. You'll see some 6'5", white Chad, and then my Ling jumps out of his truck, right, or out of his Beamer, and all these white chicks are, "I'ma kill your bitch ass, bitch."
Just how divided young men and young women are on this topic. And to your second question around where they'd like to go, and we ask a follow-up question for those who say they would like to move. And this year and many years before, young women in America say they'd most like to move to Canada, with a relatively long list of other mostly high-income countries after that. Places like New Zealand, Japan.
You guys, you can tell they've never been to Japan because they would hate it there.
Exactly.
And they're more conservative. Italy's prime minister is one of the most base chicks on earth. They call her Il Duce. New Zealand costs more than almost anywhere else on the planet Earth. What are you talking about?
Italy and France and many others.
Fascinating survey.
What a joke.
And I've been and I was in Japan for a few weeks, and this is the early 90s. I went to go visit my boy who was in the Navy out there, and I spent a couple weeks out there, and I stayed with him and his girl for a week. And I'm telling you right now, when I left Japan, when I got back to my base, I went straight to the recruiter's office and said, "If you can make me a Japanese linguist, I will re-enlist right now." So no, these chicks don't want to go to Japan. At least back then, you didn't want to.
Someone says when 40% of young women, up to 70% professors are contemplating leaving a country, if that doesn't scream failure of America, I don't know what does. No. Someone says, "Oh, please." They say that they want to leave, but they never do. Nobody's falling for it. America's the only place that those who hate it don't want to leave. They may leave it, but then they'll be back. Or they just say it to get attention. Show me you're actually leaving before saying it, and I'll believe it. Someone says, remember, you can't take that American mentality to other countries. Facts. Look at that.
Wait, AJ, didn't your favorite comedian in the whole wide world, and Ellen DeGeneres, didn't she leave? And now she's coming. Now she's back here.
Yep. Yep. This person says, I'm 50, going to Italy. Yeah, right. Have you seen the prime minister there? Guys, these people are so
Japan
dumb.
has a pretty base. It's a female prime minister.
Oh,
but
yeah. Oh,
pretty
yeah.
base, too.
Yeah.
They would hate that even more.
Yeah, she's Il Duce part 2 on.
Yeah.
Hands. Let's check.
Japan just voted in its first female prime minister, Sanae Takaichi, and I'm here in the neighborhood where she grew up. I visited.
Oh, this Vox. This is copyright. Hold on, guys. Sorry.
Oh, that's New York Times.
Even worse. Yeah, guys, she is not playing, man. She's like, we're getting all these illegals out. We're getting all these migrants out. Japan first. Let's get them out of here, man.
Nice.
Because if you're not coming there and you're not trying to, and if you're not there to assimilate and be a positive addition to their country and their society, yeah, kick rocks.
Yeah. Let's talk about Japan.
Sure.
Obviously.
Damn, she's pretty hot.
You know, she's Australian, so she can pound back them brewskis too.
Takeachi has won the snap election in what's being dubbed as a landslide victory, and she won on running on policies such as
immigration. And who knew that immigration was an issue in Japan? But apparently it is, because they've got their population problems that we all do, and they had started to bring in migrants from India and from the developing world, and it has really not gone well at all. And Japan, unlike Australia, which says, oh, no, we must, be all multicultural welcoming, says, no, we're Japanese. And they voted Takaichi back in. She's now got more than 2/3 of the vote. They can actually change the Constitution, so they can actually take a much more aggressive forward posture on defense. When General MacArthur and everybody...
Stop. Take a second and hit the like button. I appreciate that.
Wrote the Constitution for Japan and said, you can only have like a little peacekeeping force and that's it. They never thought that this would happen. And now today, 80 years later, we're thinking, actually, yeah, please go change the Constitution because we need your help up there in the North Pacific. And it's fantastic. But here's the thing. It's like, are there any lessons for the coalition here? This politician just won a huge, resounding mandate on the basis of cutting immigration and getting tough on defense. But you know what, Gabriella, I just don't think there are any lessons our center-right party can take. So forget about that. What does that matter to Australia?
No lessons at all,
Yeah.
James. No, too funny. Look, finally, before I let you go, of course, Israel's President Isaac Herzog is here in Australia yesterday.
All they wanted to do was provoke confrontation.
Yeah, guys, here we go.
Dude, guys,
Have you guys seen? There's a pretty recent video that somebody posted about some like Nigerian nug or something. Whoever, I don't know where he was from, but he was causing a ruckus up in like some restaurant or something. And dude, the Japanese police, they didn't mess around. They didn't play around.
I saw that.
Yeah, they instantly, we call it the burrito wrap. They gave him the sushi wrap right away. I mean, dude, they were not playing around. They were like, this is not America. This is not the way, this is not Europe. We are not tolerating this.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yes, guys.
Waiting in the wings for years, Sanae Takaichi has been chosen as the leader of Japan's long-governing Liberal Democratic Party. The first woman in the role, putting her on track to also become Japan's first female prime minister.
Together with so many of you, we have truly marked
taking up a
she has always opposed
voting down women's.
See? Now the feminists can't stand her. They can't stand her because she's a conservative. So, guys, what do these chicks want? Oh, we want gender equality. We want representation until the wrong woman gets in, and then
I'm gonna kill you, you fucking whore.
Come on, dude.
Vision. Ms. Takaichi is also known for voting down women's equality measures.
Let's go!
Takaichi has always opposed themes like optional separate surnames for married couples or same-sex marriage, issues women tend to support more.
See? Based. She said, no friggin' Bible says Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Yo. So you see, she said chicks even in Japan push for separate surnames in marriage. Well, then why even get married? Why? If you're not going to change your last name. And then what does same-sex marriage has to do with anything?
Has made her name by opposing them more strongly than men.
Good.
The 64-year-old grew up in
And it seems to be working.
Nara, a picturesque town full of temples just outside Kyoto, frequented by tourists who come to feed and take photos with the wild deer that roam the streets. Here, old friends are proud to see Takaichi headed for the top job.
This seat used to be where Takaichi would always sit.
振り返れば早いですけども、
Looking back, it feels like it all went by so quickly. But really, Miss Takaichi went through
What's the Japanese word for zesty, right?
a lot.
Schoolmates say a humble upbringing put her in good stead for politics.
Takaichi went to a completely ordinary public school, not a private one that required a lot of money.
Low Booth, ABC News.
It's known for not ranking highly in gender equality. How is this measured and why is this the case?
Yeah, so Japan has done pretty poorly in international indices of gender equality.
Because it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to do well.
Doesn't want to.
In this. It's arbitrary. What is well? What is this? What they've done is gone into Japan and told these women, you're not happy but because of blank. They've created a problem. And then, of course, all the Western non-profits have the solution. Please.
For a long time.
Just real quick.
The world.
In regards to the answer to your question, is piri piri sita. The Japanese word for zesty. In case you didn't know, I am a very cunning linguist. I speak pickup Japanese.
Is that language called Shinto?
Publishes a report every year about global gender gap index in all the countries around the world, and Japan does really poorly. And it's measured by having a look at the gender gap in 4 areas. So those 4 areas are political representation, economic empowerment, educational attainment, and health. And Japan does particularly.
Well, who determines if it's better that women are more included in those things? Because they want equal outcomes based on a Western standard. It doesn't make any sense. And you guys see how the West is doing.
Really badly in the political representation and the economic empowerment areas.
So how do you think the new Prime Minister will fare in improving this statistic?
Yeah, look, if she does become Prime Minister, Japan will probably jump up in the rankings because having a female Prime Minister gives sort of points to the country for in that realm of political representation.
Aha! They're using their own tactics against them. So they're actually being more this person's anti-gender equal stuff, but the fact that she's a woman who's moving up is actually making them seem more gender equal. Talk about playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Look at that.
Well, Tokyo's Governor Yuriko Koike made waves as the first female to take on this high-profile role. So what would it mean for these 2 top jobs to be held by women?
Yeah, look, it's really, really significant for Takaichi to become the leader of the LDP and possibly the Prime Minister. This is no small feat because especially...
that shows the crisis that Japan had to get to actually elect a woman who had some sense. You know what I'm saying? Look at this.
Institutions suggesting the country saw a net loss. Telling you now about a record number of Americans leaving the United States, once known as the land of immigration. America is now witnessing a wave of immigration. It's a shift not just seen since the Great Depression, but also for the first time in decades. More Americans are moving out than moving in. A striking demographic shift is unfolding, one that's not been witnessed in 250 years, in fact. In 2025, the United States recorded net negative migration. Estimates by the Brookings Institution suggesting the country saw a net loss of around 150,000 people last year, and the outflow is only expected to grow in 2026. Meanwhile, in-migration into the US dropped sharply to between 2.6 and 2.7 million in 2025, down from nearly 6 million.
Look at that, guys. See? Down from 6 million immigrants taken to the United States down to 2.3 million? You know what I mean, guys? Like when you cut through the BS, you look at the numbers, guys. Things are looking up for us. They really, really, really are. And I hope all these woke, dunderheaded morons leave. Seriously.
In 2023. But the Trump administration is hailing this exodus. Trump is seeing the negative net migration as a fulfillment of his campaign promise. Maximize deportations and minimize newer visas. But then this record surge is not being driven by undocumented migrants alone. An increasing number of US citizens are choosing to leave. They are relocating with their families, seeking countries that are seen as more affordable and safer for them. An estimated 4 to 9 million Americans have left the US as of 2022. Nearly 1.6 million Americans were living in Mexico.
They'll be back, especially now with the violence popping off in Puerto Vallarta and the cartels and everything.
More than 250,000 were in Canada, over 325,000 in the UK. Over 1.5 million Americans are estimated to be living across the European continent, in fact. Ireland, meanwhile, welcomed around 10,000 Americans in 2025, roughly double the previous year. Portugal has recorded one of the sharpest spikes. Its American population has surged more than 500% since the COVID-19 pandemic, including a 36% rise in 2024 alone. And in a notable reversal, more Americans moved to Germany than Germans relocating to the United States. Very interesting. Requests to renounce US citizenship, meanwhile, are also on the rise, with a month-long backlog reported. Applications.
Good luck with that. Yeah, have fun. That's all I can say. Listen, we'll actually look at this Canadian chick, right? That was going viral, right? Anyone on the panel, do you guys see this idiot? I think that we covered her briefly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, you guys saw this. Colin Snowboard, did you guys see this idiot?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. No.
One as a refugee in Canada. We made it.
As a refugee in Canada.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Seriously? Like, really? Guys, the internet was like the worst thing that happened to women. Seriously.
Across the border yesterday afternoon. And we're in an Airbnb now. I don't have a home.
Yes, see how she acted like it was some crazy journey. No, you jumped in your car and you just drove across the border. We made it across the border. It was so crazy. What are you talking about? You weren't getting through friggin' landmines and all types of stuff.
My forwarding address.
It was worse than her just crossing the border. She actually had to file paperwork requesting a visa. She had to put work and effort into because I lived in Canada for 6 months. She had to put an effort to go there and live there.
What a joke.
Of friends in America. I only have 6 months to figure something out.
She definitely looks
but I'm just
like she loaded up the Subaru and left because she's a lesbian.
Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. Lesbians. Lesbian. Lesbians. 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 Lesbians.
I was gonna say she definitely wants to be up there and eat some poutine. Oh,
some poutine. Oh,
telling myself over and over again, what if it all works out? What if it all works out? Because that's possible too, you know?
Girl, shut this baby bot bimbo babble up. I can't take it. This grown behind woman up here crying on the internet because her dumb self is so wrapped up into political BS that she's letting her derangement control her whole life to the point where she packed up and fled the United States to Canada. calling herself a refugee, on the internet crying and begging because she found out Canada is more expensive than the US.
You big dummy.
Don't know how she didn't know that. I could have told her that 2 decades ago. Remember that one HGTV show, Love It or Listed? The cost to purchase a home in Canada was astronomical back then. We used to see their budgets and the affordability issues on the finance shows all the way back in the early 2000s. And it's even worse now, nearly 20 years later.
It's true.
They're going through it too. But this fool ran to Canada, found out she couldn't afford it, and just because she told them she was a fleeing immigrant from the United States, she thought the government would shower her with free housing, free food, and everything else she needed. Like, girl, where you thought you were going? America? Newsflash. It don't work like that. She's finding out the hard way while she's protesting over immigration in America, running to Canada and realizing they're not just letting people run up there and rolling out the red carpet for them. Nah, they won't let you work. They won't pay your bills. So this dummy is looking bummy on the internet begging. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
And having done this now, I can testify that it was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Please!
Just ripping my life apart at the seams to come to a strange place where I don't know if I'll be able to stay or be welcome. Canadians are so kind from just my experiences online.
My experiences online. I think that Canadians are nice. What an absolute moron.
You
stupid woman. Come on.
So many kind, welcoming Canadians. You know, it's not like in the US where people hate immigrants now.
Look at that.
So many people hate immigrants.
They hate immigrants.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Just because they're...
Stop. Take a second, guys. Hit that like button, please.
Different and they're new.
Yeah, it's easy to call everybody nice from online interactions where y'all teaming up to go against somebody or groups both of y'all don't like. But the true test of how welcoming they are is how hard of a time you're having right now. This is just the first day you're looking at right now. But eventually in this video, you're going to see where she couldn't work. Canada won't provide housing and food for her, which is hilarious, by the way, because that's pretty much standard in other places outside of the U.S. You know, in the U.S., they brainwash the whole country into believing it's okay to pay billions to immigrants for social services, business grants, homes, and apartments while ignoring actual citizens. But other people, they put their citizens first. Look at her. She's in Canada, broke, and they won't help her.
I have no illusions that the U.S. is in any way exceptional, that Americans are in any way different. People are like, oh, that could never happen here. And I'm like, it's already happened. Like, what do you think Jim Crow was? What do you think the genocide of the tribes was?
There you go, guys. You see this? Hold on. Let's pump the brakes. And this is what white women always do. They say, oh, if you make fun of fat people, it's the same as slavery. If illegals get deported, it's the same as Jim Crow. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. And this is why, especially a lot of black men don't mess with the Democrats anymore. They always trying to use us as some benchmark for their foolishness. It's absolute crap. It's absolutely insane. Everyone's saying, there's a bunch of Canadians saying, get out. Right on, guys. Right on. Yes, if you believe any of this crap she's saying,
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
You know, like, slavery. Like, what are you even saying?
And you see how they always use us and the real history and things that happened to us, but then spin off into what they really care about? Look how she starts off with what happened to black people and see where she's going with it, using the real struggles of black Americans to legitimize other fights. Listen again.
It's already happened. Like, what do you think Jim Crow was? What do you think the genocide of the tribes was? You know, like, slavery. Like, what are you even saying? I think people are just so desperate for things to be okay, for hope, for normalcy. Normalcy bias is a real thing. And I was talking, as we were driving away, I was talking to my friend who's also trying to leave. She's waiting for her citizenship paperwork to come in for Spain. because she's got a father who was naturalized from Spain. And she was like, yeah, it's like the water in the boiling pot, you know? Like, people are just...
People, guys, put it one, if you agree, people like this just don't have jobs. They have nothing going on. If this person actually has something meaningful going on in their life, right, they wouldn't believe all this foolishness. If they're actually getting up, going to work, paying bills, saving, investing, having some hobbies, right? You know? So
every time there's something horrific, you can either turn off the news if you're not immediately affected, or you just say, oh, that's only going to happen to immigrants. Oh, that's only going to happen to Latinos. Oh, that's only going to happen to trans people. The reality is that once it starts happening, anybody can get in the way.
You got to watch out for that. She used slavery and Jim Crow to raise sympathy for other causes that have nothing to do with us. See, she could have just led with all these other groups, but then it wouldn't be effective. She had to use slavery and Jim Crow as her talking points, but I bet every dollar she ain't got that she wouldn't support retribution for slavery. Go ahead, go ask her. Up here using our real history and struggles to get people to feel sorry for some other groups, like it's all the same thing when it's not. This is what they're taught to do, though. Y'all really got to pay attention and watch out for that. They do it all the time.
All the time.
And even if we don't enter a full-blown civil war, which is likely at this point.
Please!
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys, the majority of people voted for this. Guys, what is she talking about? You know what I'm saying?
I just see the political violence ratcheting up. You know, even just the randomness of the violence ratcheting up. And the reality is that, like, even if Trump hadn't gotten elected, what future is there in America? What career could I ever have had as a sociologist who studies far-right extremism?
Ma'am, where are you going to have a career anywhere with that? This lady is delusional. Now, from my understanding, that clip was from when she initially fled the U.S. Now she's up there struggling and begging for Canadians to help her because she's up there calling herself.
So she's saying, hey, you are Canadians that pay like 55% taxes and have a bunch of Indians coming over. Pay for me and my lesbian girlfriend to live here.
An American refugee. Yeah, this fool is calling herself a refugee.
I'm going to do something that I've never done before on TikTok, which is tell you where I'm located. I'm a scholar of the far right who has fled the United States to Canada.
I'm a scholar of the far right. What does that even
mean? Yeah. I don't even know what that means or supposed to mean, or I don't know.
I'm a scholar of the far right, she says. Like, what is I got nothing. Guys, this is what social media, college, birth control, Xanax. This is the culmination of everything that's wrong with modern women right here. All stuffed into one. You know what I mean? Because what an absolute joke.
Mostly college.
Wow.
Mostly college.
Mm-hmm.
Canada, and I need help. I have been extremely cautious about what I share on here.
AJ, you could say,
far right.
could say like, I'll send you a blanket from the Trail of Tears.
But it's funny because
to keep you warm.
Because she's acting like it's hubris. She's like, oh
yeah,
I'm so important. They're after me. They're after me. Like, I'm a refugee. Everyone's after me. I moved to Canada. And I can't tell anyone where I am. It's like, who are you? No one cares.
She probably only lived like 3 miles from the border.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She probably lived in like, I don't know how far Seattle is from Canada, but I imagine it's like right there.
I don't understand.
So she probably just drove like a couple hours.
It's like 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Yeah.
Understanding that at some point you will receive threats or be doxxed or otherwise have your family threatened. Like, it was just sort of like explained to me when I started by senior scholars that was an expected part of the job.
What are you talking about? talking about? Why?
Oh
my Why? God. Come on.
So after my first viral video where I wasn't even talking about my research, but I was experiencing people coming in the comment section giving me those, I've been very cautious. I don't film outside. You don't know my name. You don't know my university. I don't film with my friends. So revealing where I'm located feels very hard. But the situation in Canada is absolutely dire. For Americans who don't know, the housing crisis here is worse than in the United States. I lived in LA for 6 years, and I have not faced rent as bad as here.
I guess nobody told her. While she was busy researching political parties, she should have researched the cost of living in Canada. And I'm telling you, this would have popped up immediately. I saw the difference 2 decades ago. But she hopped her goofy behind up and ran to Canada, talking about living up there with no plan whatsoever, no budget research, nothing. Just straight up moving off emotions.
When my partner, our cat, and our dog fled the United States, we headed north with the goal of being close to where our families are located, which is on the West Coast. So we are now in British Columbia. More specifically, we are in the Sea to Sky Highway in the Greater Vancouver area. We are attempting to find housing in the western side of this region. My partner and I are here on a visitor visa, which is a 6 months possible stay for Americans. But while you're here on a visitor visa, you can't work. So we are currently surviving.
Gee, funny how that works, right?
Yep.
That you can't just walk into Canada and work and have access to everything, but they want to push that here in the U.S. Please,
off of what savings we could get together before we fled the United States, and that's not terribly much. And in Canada, I think it's actually the cost of living crisis is worse here, especially when you are shut out of the healthcare system, when you can't access any of the resources that Canadians have access to. And that's understandable. You know, I'm not a citizen of the country, but it.
You see that, guys? Why is it okay for Canada, but not for us, right?
Plus, my whole thing is piss poor planning and preparation on your part does not create a sense of urgency on mine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It is making the financial situation dire because we can't.
Is this a guy or a chick?
You know, I don't know.
Seagroup just said it was a guy. I kind of thought it was a chick, but I'm not really
it's
sure.
a chick.
Okay.
She's just one of those non-binary goofballs.
Freaks, yeah.
You saw she said she understood Canada, not allowing an immigrant to have the same access to resources they give their own citizens. But this right here is the same lady that will argue everybody down in the comments about how America is obligated to provide all the same resources to immigrants that countries like Canada refuse to provide. And she's understanding of Canada's choice, but when it's America, it's an issue. You see what's going on? It's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it.
Because there are 2 adults, a cat and a dog, we are looking for more than a room, but a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom for free or below market rates. And I know that's a huge ask.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
This lady done lost her mind. She's asking for a 2-bedroom apartment to fit both her girlfriend, a cat, and a dog. Asking these people to give it to them for free or below market rate because they brought their broke behinds all the way to Canada with no money and nowhere to live. And somehow the Canadians need to give her a free place to stay, a 2-bedroom apartment. You can't make this stuff up. This flamingo really lost her mind.
But that's what we need. Canadians have been asking where I'm located and what I need because y'all are such lovely human beings. This is the ask.
Look at that, guys. If just like a woman, right?
Just have everything for free.
Yeah, it destroys her entire life and expects other people to freaking bail her out. You absolute moron.
Just like a woman.
If you could help me by interacting, reposting this video, I would very much appreciate it to get this out there. As horrified as I am to be revealing my location, because I'm trying to find a way to get us housing. So if you are on Vancouver Island, if you are in the Vancouver or Surrey area with a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, let us know. We can pay rent, but it would probably have to be below market rate. Please let me know if that's possible. You can leave a comment and I'll get in touch with you, or DM me. I will be checking my messages regularly. I will be paying.
Yeah, because you're not doing Anything else?
Very close attention to this post. If we can't find housing, we're gonna have to leave, and I don't know where we'll go. So
I know where you can
this
go.
works.
Where's Anonymous when you need him?
Hey, I heard Iran's pretty nice this time of year.
Oh! It's bomb out there.
Thank you.
But AJ,
You might as well pack up your.
What she's talking about, that's like one of us, like just like all of a sudden trying to like move to like Aspen, and it's just going to be like crazy expensive. Like the area she picked is like one of the most top cost places to live in the world.
Yeah.
She just thinks she's just going to like be able to find some little like shanty shack and live there or something for like no money.
Yeah, she should have moved to freaking, I don't know, Alberta, Saskatchewan,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Dog and cat and hit the road, Jack. Because thinking somebody's going to give you something for free or below market rate just because you're a spoiled, entitled American that's stumping around hating your own country and used to having it your way. Nah, Miss Till, you about to find out real quick what time it is.
I'm sorry, but only a white, non-binary person would have the audacity to refer to themselves as an American refugee while living in Canada.
Facts! Let's go!
Time asking Canadians in a cost of living crisis to provide them with free housing. You guys, gender neutral, are never beating the helplessness allegations.
Oh my God.
Begging online for free healthcare, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe she could try Nova Scotia.
American that fled to Canada from the United States. Watch what she's saying, how life is in Canada. Funny how it works, right? Watch.
And I are here on a visitor visa, which is a 6 months possible stay for Americans. But while you're here on a visitor visa, you can't work. So we are currently surviving off of what savings we could get together before we fled the United States. And that's not terribly much. And in Canada, I think it's actually the cost of living crisis is worse here, especially when you are shut out of the healthcare system, when you can't access any of the resources that Canadians have access to. And that's understandable. You know, I'm not a citizen of the country, but it is making the financial situation dire.
Oh no, imagine that. You need a visa and you can work and you're cut out of the healthcare system.
We got a young girl trending on TikTok right now. Her partner and their cat and their dog fled to Canada. They tried to escape the United States and go into Canada because life in the United States is so terrible. I don't know if you knew that or not, but according to these people, they felt it was so horrific here. They had to flee to Canada. But here's the problem. They're only on a 6-month visa, and the 6-month visa, you can't work. They did not prepare for this. They didn't use any logic or reasoning, which I could have told you that from the beginning because they're fleeing to Canada because the United States is so terrible. And so now they don't have any money, and they're online up there in Canada now, begging and pleading for people to help them. See, because you can't work. So they're just sitting around with their dog and cat, making videos, begging Canadians to help them. Don't do it, Canada. Don't do it. That is self-inflicted, okay? You didn't have to go up there. You didn't have to have wild, crazy, insane ideas that make absolutely no sense if you're an adult. Maybe if you're 12 or 13 and you're not, processing life, that might have sounded like a great idea. But once you become an adult, you got to have a little more sense than that.
Absolutely. It's even the kid that tried to run away from home but realized it didn't make any sense before they made it to the driveway.
Where are you going? You're leaving? Why are you leaving?
I'm going to do something that I've never done before on TikTok, which is tell you where I'm located.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous. What a joke.
I'm a scholar of the far right who has fled the United States to Canada, and I need help far in the Vancouver or Surrey area with a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. Let us know. We can pay rent, but it would probably have to be below market rate.
I'm chronically on TikTok. I've seen a lot of out-of-pocket posts. This one might be the most out-of-pocket rabbit hole I've jumped down in a while. No freaking lie. Because what do you mean you fled the U.S. to seek refuge in Canada? What? And I'm not even making this video to tear you apart. I'm making this video for anybody who watches your videos and thinks it's that simple to get a 6-month visitor visa, by the way, so you didn't flee and move to Canada. You're there on a vacation. Anybody who sees your videos and thinks it's that easy, I'm here to tell you that it's really not. It's a really in-depth process. I am an American currently immigrating to Canada. I deal with the IRCC. I have dealt with permanent residency application, and there is a whole process and a lot that goes into it. And let me tell you something that I know about going through the border multiple times as not yet a dual citizen. You go through the border, you have to answer extensive questioning. Like,
gee, how about that? A strong and robust, not robust.
Yep.
But decent immigration policy. How about that? Right? Right, guys?
Because when I did my visa, not only did I have to have an address where I was going to be living at over there, I had to tell them where I'll be living at. I had to show that I had health coverage, and I had to show that I had significant assets to take care of myself while I was over there. So I had to send bank statements, investment account statements. I had to get health insurance, and I had to get a place with my application.
Yeah.
The only thing this girl does at the border search is she volunteers for a cavity search. Oh!
Who are you staying with? How long are you staying? They ask me questions about my PR application. And if they have an inkling of a thought that I'm moving into...
But can you imagine having to be the one to do it, though? No way, man. No way. So...
the country without going through the proper channels, they can and will deny me access to the country. And I promise you, based on the attention that you've gotten on that video, somebody has reported you to customs. Not only did you have the audacity to come on here and say that you were fleeing the US and going to Canada for refugee status, which you cannot get, you also had the audacity to come on the whole internet and ask struggling Canadians to give you handouts to secure a living situation for you in a country that you have a 6-month visa for. They're not going to take lightly to that. Not at all. That is intense.
Especially when Canada's cooked, right?
Yeah, already.
Now, guys, in the chat, all you Canadians, I know you guys have been sounding off, right? But let's stop and hit the like button first. But yeah, guys, let us know how cooked it is in your area. I know a lot of you guys live in rural Canada with school, but guys, let us know how cooked things really are in the cities, like in Toronto and Montreal, in Vancouver, how bad things really are. Canada's in bad shape, man. It really is. So
to move without going through proper channels, and they can remove you from the country, and you don't want that. I did hear you say that you moved to Vancouver because you wanted to be close to the border so you could visit your family in the United States.
Yeah, funny how that works, right? Yeah, you're a refugee, but you want to cross the border anytime you want. You dunderhead.
On the West Coast, so you want to, number one, go back and visit family in the country that you're fleeing, which makes zero sense. But number two, a simple Google search would have shown you that's the most expensive place to live in Canada. Your own fault for not doing your research. Moral of the story is don't do what this girl did. You have to go through the proper channels and properly immigrate to another country. You cannot get a visitor's visa for 6 months, walk into somebody's country and be like, hey, citizens, I know you're having a hard time, but can you send me a free house so I can live here because I'm a refugee? You're not a f***ing refugee. You were uncomfortable with the political climate in your country. And if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Go ahead, do what you need to do, but do not take away from people who actually live in third world countries who don't have any freedoms at all and call yourself a refugee, because that's disrespectful and stupid, to be honest. I'd say do your research, but obviously you're not very good at that, or you would have known what you were getting yourself into. However, if you want to stop with the victim mentality and stop calling yourself a refugee because you were not a refugee, I'd be more than happy to teach you the avenues and the protocols to go through to get your citizenship in Canada. I have done the research.
And Miss American Refugee obviously didn't do any research. She just got mad and ran out like a complete fool. She's a dummy. Yeah. Her, quote, partner is a dummy, too, for following her. And the dog and cat, I'm sure they want to get away from this fool, but she got them trapped. Listen, she's up here on the internet begging, talking about she don't know what to do. It's very easy. Go back to your country. Go get a job. Stop bumming. Stop being lazy. Stop playing the victim. Stop begging for handouts. and pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah.
Very simple, right? But I digress. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you.
That's what an absolute idiot. Korg, what's up, dude?
Not much.
Now, guys, I noticed this a while ago, right? Because I actually think that I had a video primed to do this, but I never put it out. What? Watch. Hold on.
I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I am actually a DACA recipient. Ironically, we are called dreamers, and the only thing we've ever dreamed of was to be respected, to be wanted in a country that literally does not want you here. And it feels very foolish to have so much hope of one day getting the news that there will be a pathway to citizenship. I honestly feel so stupid for ever thinking that that was possible.
If it helps, we think you're stupid too.
Yeah.
Especially the way that the elections have gone now. I never felt wanted in this country, and now I don't feel safe in this country at all. And I'm actively trying to flee. I am selling all of my belongings. I'm currently looking for areas where I can go to. I'm really disappointed with the election outcome this year because I cannot wrap my head around how so many people are able to vote for someone who is homophobic, racist,
There we go.
sexist,
Yeah.
There we go.
just a terrible human being all around. If you've never been informed, DACA recipients do pay taxes. They have to be constantly working or attending school to be here. And they have no criminal record. Otherwise, they would not be accepted into the DACA program.
But you're
So
not supposed to be here in the first place, right?
But she's been here long enough. So there's another pathway to citizenship. Instead of trying to wrap your head around something, wrap your hand and your mouth around something. You'll have a husband. And get with a man who makes more than a couple of dollars.
Exactly.
And then that's your pathway to citizenship. A man who makes, because at the end, but it's her attitude.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's a victim. So yeah, if you let's talk on the internet, stop using the bird hands, and unless you do it with a micro penis, then you can do the bird hands. But but with that being said, if he got enough money, he will get you. You get with the right man, he will get you straight.
She said that she's trying to leave. Guys, look, it is that was back in November. And
she's a bigger girl.
I know.
I was going to say, she could.
Never mind.
I like it. Yeah.
Never mind.
Still here. She's
She
still
could
here,
join the
guys.
military and get pathway to citizenship.
Yeah.
Everybody wants something for nothing.
You can join a bakery, this chick.
Hi, everyone. I don't think.
Hold on. Where was it? Oh, guys, here we go. Watch.
I'm a trans woman and I'm planning to leave the United States because it is.
Yay, good. Get out of here. Yeah.
Oh.
with
Hey,
the
now you
increasingly
can do
becoming
transnational
a dangerous
travel.
environment for
Oh. You can fly on pansexual America flight. Oh.
I know. A transnational flight. Oh.
Don't you have your own
I really
channel?
don't
You can do this for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, I'm going to after this.
this decision lightly. I've thought about it a lot. I've tossed and turned, had a lot of sleepless nights, but I have to go with my gut. And there are a lot of alarm bells ringing. I am currently getting my master's in human rights studies.
Guys, put a 1 if you agree that this right here is the ultimate failure in society. Every single failure of society, all wrapped up into one.
Yeah.
Imagine whatever this thing's father and how it must feel.
Genocide, and the history of genocide and how it begins and how it unfolds. And there are a lot of historical parallels to what has been going on with the onslaught of anti-trans legislation and initiatives by this current administration to how previous genocides started in the past.
Imagine, guys, there was Native Americans getting wiped out.
Hold up.
Yeah, hold on. No.
Go ahead.
There was other tribes and groups that were being wiped out by technologically superior people, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, or disease, right? Because guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but there was this weird, crazy narrative that the Europeans or that the colonists were actually giving Native Americans a lot of the times diseases blankets that they knew has smallpox, because we didn't understand germ theory back then. So they're like, oh, well, now that we understand how germs and diseases work, we have to go back with our current lens and say that must have been like that wasn't exactly what happened. My point is to say that those times where people were actually being annihilated like that is anywhere near just making it so that you have to use your biological sex on your driver's license, or you can't go into the opposite's bathroom, is absolutely absurd. I'm telling you, people like this, they have no jobs, they have no future, they're not productive, they have nothing to do other than find a reason to be victims and justify the fact that they're unproductive, lazy pieces of trash. Korg, you were saying?
I was going to say, in response to that individual, of all the things that have never happened, none of that ever happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's definitely having a lot of transgressions.
Just coming to talk real quick about this. My trip across the world, me fleeing the United States, and I'm not even doing a good job of trying to film this. Like,
this chick's voice is deeper than than mine. Good Lord. Look at that, guys. Man, oh man, oh man.
Set up for anything, because this is just real quick before my client bounces on for my next session. If you
AJ, I wonder what type of client she's servicing.
Who will be traveling the world for the next 4 months, September through December, looking for a new home, looking for a place that I could potentially move to outside of the United States, less hustle and more peace and calmness. So anyway, I'm coming on today because I'm nervous. I am getting a bit nervous. At first it was like anxious nervousness about
Here's the thing, where are B-dubs going to go? That's the craziest part about it. Because here's secret, Red Pill.
What's good?
Chime in here. B-dubs are super cooked because nobody wants them. Nobody. What are they going to do? Hang out in Brazil, the DR? You guys think that first of all that they're going to get up in a? There was a panel that I was on years ago, and these three chicks were talking about being passport sisters and going to Ghana and all this other stuff. And I was like, you broads are nuts. You know, Mahmoud and Chin Wu, they will smack a broad in the face, right? And this one chick called in, and she was like a PhD from Georgetown, B-dub. She was a nice chick, you know, but she had bought land in Ghana, right? I think I've told the story once before. So she bought land in Ghana, and they messed up her deed. So she goes down to the little DMV Hall of Justice, military government thing. Guys, hit the like button. Guys, we're almost at 100 likes, right? And she's sitting there waiting, and she's getting mad, just like an American B-dub does. And she goes, why is this taking so long? And the guy's like, I will get to you when I will get to you, right? So she's getting mad. And then she gets up in the guy's face. I'm wondering why. And she knocks the hat off his head. And you guys know how when you're acting up and your dad grabs you and smushes your cheeks, he grabs you by the cheeks and like squishes you. You know what I'm saying? He grabbed her by the cheeks and he said, look, if you don't back up, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. and she looks around to see what all the guesses were going to do, and they didn't do a damn thing.
No, they not.
Three guesses what you think she did.
Hey, but you know what it is? The problem is they think because passport bros have success over here, but we have two different objectives. We're looking for submission. You're looking to run over people. Guess what? Your best chance is here because they not playing that over there. They not doing it. Look, you go over there and you raise your hand wrong, and they gonna slap it out the air. It's not gonna happen.
But on top of that,
they're not playing, man.
But on top of that, these women, They want men to be provider provisioners.
Yeah.
That ain't over there. You're the provider.
Yep.
You're the provisioner. In DR, they call them swanky pankies. And so, yeah, you'll be traveling over there with some size 10, some size 11, 12 sneakers, and you'll be paying his bills. You'll be paying for his mom's medication, and you'll be helping out with his rent. And let's see how long.
And then once you fly back, he's back to smashing the mamacita.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. And then
they're all in it.
There was another chick on a podcast, and she was this British chick, this British beat-up. And guys, I think Pearly Things' show and all these Pop the Balloon shows in Britain show that British beat-ups are just as bad, if not worse, than American beat-ups. Because American beat-ups, I mean, like, the British ones adopted the culture from the American beat-ups. How many times have you seen British beat-ups? Actually, it's about Jim Crow in slavery. There was no Jim Crow in the UK. You dunderhead. Right. What are you talking about? So my point is, so she was in Senegal, and the bus had dropped her off at the wrong side of the street, so she had to get her luggage and run across the street. You guys know that there's no like the United States and the West is the only place where pedestrians have the right of way. You guys put a 1 if you've been to Asia, South America, and it's a free for all, you know. So she steps out in the street, and there's military police. Now there's the police and there's the military police, right? She steps out in front of the military police car, and the military police car says, and almost hits her. Now everyone there knows you don't mess with the military police guys. Because they can just carte blanche, click, whoop your ass, and there's nothing you can do. So she's, what the hell? And she kicks the car. So the guy gets out of the car. And he's like, what are you doing to my car? She's like, screw you. She said, and he, quote, threw her on the ground and began to pummel her.
Yep.
Yeah. Get out the way. Move, chick.
You guys remember on Dave Chappelle when they were holding Rick James down and beating on his legs? That's what he was doing. Bop, 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 bop. And she said she was in a fetal position waiting for some men to come save her. And no one did.
No.
That cop got back in the car, backed up, drove around her, and left her in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Battered and bruised.
But they think they finna go be passport sissies.
Yeah, that's true.
With that attitude. But see, this is the thing. Do you know what's crazy? They might mess around and actually do better overseas. And you'll be like, oh, but you couldn't do good for us? Like the people that dealt with your scrutiny for the past 25, 30 years, now all of a sudden you about to just go over there and be submissive to a dude that works for 13 cents a day almost on some fed time
that sells pineapples on the side of the road.
That's
and who's the women in her family, I mean in his family, expect you to be submissive to him or they'll whoop you. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the crazy part with these passport sis. Here's the crazy part. They expect us to date them. Like when you're living over there, they think they got chances and options with us, and they try to shame us for not clocking them and trying to get with them. Like, why would I do that? Why? Because I've known passport sisters, female expats over there, and they lived in some of the communities I've lived in, and they're some of the most lonely chicks.
Yeah. But they have their big house. You know what I'm saying? They have all this other stuff. Hold on, There's one on.
You know, I remember reading a post.
Sorry, guys, I have to translate. You guys weren't going to understand what she's saying.
A couple months back, and women were like, there's a full boatload of men in Africa, right? And I remember saying that African men are very different from American men.
Yeah, you talk mess to them, and they'll give you that freaking backhand. They aren't playing. He's a man. He said, "Look, I am a man. You will not talk to me like this." You know what I'm saying? They're not playing games.
Can I point something out? A very poor choice of words. She said a boatload of men in Africa. I mean,
They
come
are
on. Talk about a poor choice of words, right?
Yeah, I know.
very different from Western society. I keep saying that, but you know, it's not registering in your head. So the way we talk to our men over here, they do not put up with that in Africa. They don't. So, with that being said, there is some news release, okay, that 6 women have been deleted in Gambia.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in Gambia. Yep.
And all their properties go to their husband. Now, they were deleted by their husbands.
Yeah. So they said, "Hey, come here, my beautiful American princess." Right? And then once she brings all of her assets over there, you know, Mobutu says,
Nope, he's got a hatchet, or excuse me,
There you
a
go.
machete.
Yeah, if your body not done and you're not pretty, good luck. Ow. Good luck.
Good luck if your body is done.
men, foreign women that
oh, look
you can
what
go ahead and see what's up with that goes to Dominican Republic looking for Dominican men.
There you go,
And
Secret.
they usually
Thank
pay.
you.
It's kind of like the women from the United States, they go to Jamaica searching for that big bamboo stick. It's the same thing. So let's go ahead and check this out.
man, Dominican men can't catch a break. Your reputation precedes you in other countries. Why am I seeing all these posts on TikTok where these American women are posting like photos of their Dominican man and everybody's like, run. He's a sanky panky. He's just
Bruh.
here to get your papers. And I'm like, is it that bad? Like,
Yes.
are
Guys, Brazilian dudes get down, DR dudes get down. Any dudes where they like, you guys remember like about 5, 6, 7 years ago, like all the Dominican dudes and Cuban dudes, and they were all like bleaching their hair blonde. Any guy who does that gets to them. Very strange. It seems like feminine to us, but man, these guys pull a lot of tail.
Dominican men
Yeah.
like that much of
Basically, this is where the green card fraud came from women, from American women going to these different countries, getting played. So this is where it all came from. Although they love to make it seem like it's men, but men have had better results as far as finding women in other countries.
Yeah, we know that
But
already.
American
I've seen it happen in real time. So I know it definitely is a thing that exists. And my friend who's Dominican, she was like, I would never date a Dominican man. And she lives in the States. She's like, I never would date a Dominican.
Believe it or not, all you guys, a lot of Japanese and Korean chicks love American guys. Because Japanese and Korean men and Chinese men are so uptight. Okay, snowboard, bro. I keep telling you, you gotta have a call in YouTube, bro. If you guys were to like hang out in Japan or in Korea or anyone, okay. A lot of Asian chicks, when they hang out with like a white or a black American, they feel like they can finally like relax and laugh and have fun. That's the most attractive thing to them. That's why you see a lot of GIs. They would come home with Korean girls. It's because it's an existence that they've never felt. In the same way that like Secret's been down to the DR
once or twice.
Western men have a respect for women that a lot of South American dudes don't, because they grow up around pretty. That machismo type of attitude is part of their culture. They don't. Right. That's why they pull so much tail. They don't. You know, they aren't stammering and stuttering around no beautiful woman, because she's just a woman.
Yeah, she is slow Tuesday too.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody worried about her. They like, I missed her out. But see, over here we are actually focused. We zone in on the 5 that we get. We start pedestalizing the 5.
It's not like in Brazil where you get off the plane and all of the chicks. A Brazilian 5 is a an American 7 by default. They're
Yeah.
thin, they have long hair, they're feminine. You know what I'm saying? So like it kind of throws us off because beauty's pretty rare here at the United States.
Hold on. AJ, don't say that. You
What's
think
that?
it's rare? You think it's rare here?
Beauty? Like
Yeah.
beauty. I'm not talking like attractive. I'm talking beautiful chicks.
Okay, all right, yeah, like dime down. Okay, good.
Okay. I'm from Seattle, Washington. All right.
Mm-hmm.
A Seattle 9s is like a LA 6. Okay. The only really hot chicks that there were in Seattle, Washington State, Colin can chime in here. They're usually Asians. They're Asians or Russians, right? Those are the chicks where they're like they would be hot. But other than that, the white girls and the black girls in Washington State, you go to LA, you go to Miami, then you start seeing girls that are like international 9s and 10s. I mean, you go to middle America, you go to Iowa and Oklahoma, ain't no good looking chicks out there.
No, hold on. AJ, please let me just say this, bro, because the only thing is, bro, I used to be a rapper. I was an aspiring rapper, and I used to go on the chitlin circuit. I'm talking about Utah. I'm talking about Minnesota. I'm talking about, yeah. I used to go on that, you know what I'm saying? I used to go to, you know what I'm saying, Iowa, Arkansas, all that. Bro, the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
Hold on. But
okay, my bad.
Because you were a rapper, you had status, and you were getting that one or two in the area coming to you. They would coalesce in your area. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right?
But
you have that top. What you're doing is the equivalent of these chicks that'll be in Miami and they see the top like 1%, 2%, 3% dudes. You were the person that could attract that top 10% chicks to the club or to the venue. You know what I'm saying? But you know that the moment you step outside and you're at Costco or at Walmart, you weren't seeing any of those chicks around. What I'm saying is you go to Colombia and all those chicks who are at the venue in the VIP, those are everywhere in Rio. Those are everywhere in Medellin. Those are everywhere in the DR. It's crazy. You go to the Czech Republic, it's secret. It's shocking. Like it really is. Like pretty is not currency as much in Colombia as it is here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would say that it flip-flops. Like if you were to take the money that you make in Colombia, like it would make you the equivalent of what a hot chick is here. Because there's so few like gorgeous chicks here. Like your earnings in Colombia, you're gonna be freaking Hugh Hefner down
as
you know what I'm saying?
as a matter of fact, after Snowboard Live, if he wants to hit up After Hours, I'll jump in and I'll show some photos of me and Hollywood Beach in Cartagena, Colombia, just on the beach. I'll share some photos on Discord, in your Discord. After Snowboards Live, if he wants to do After Hours.
But even the weight alone, because the average American woman's overweight. 60% of American women are overweight. So in that metric alone, you have a scarcity of beautiful women.
You want to get you a good woman, you just go to Bremerton and get you a Bremolo.
Yeah, that's the place to go. It's in Bremerton where they're hanging around trying to marry a sailor and get the hell out of there. You know what I'm saying? Guys, Bremerton sucks, dude. Man.
Where's Bremerton at?
It's across
that's across the 7 from Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's okay, I got you.
And there is a song back in the 90s. There was a rap song a guy came out called Bremolo. Look it up. I think you'll find it. It's really good.
That's crazy.
And AJ, and just real quick, just a quick takeover in PSA, guys. If you're not a part of AJ's Discord, definitely send him that email. Because like I said, when we get together at After Hours, we be dropping some gems. And if anyone's in the chat that's been in the After Hours with us and with me in there, put a one in the chat if it's like the bomb.
Yeah.
I gotta get to Discord.
Guys, just email me, ajrants@gmail.com, guys, and remind me of your name on YouTube, and then I will I'll let you in the Discord. Guys, we used to have an open Discord, but then we started getting trolls and spammers, and guys, I just can't have that happen. So but yeah, here we go.
Got a notification on my phone from Redfin or whatever saying that there is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, basically condo, but a house being sold from Oakland, from Chinatown in Oakland, because Oakland has a Chinatown. Now, mind you, some of y'all might be like, okay, who cares? No, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. The Chinatowns, they don't sell their properties to outsiders. They don't advertise it on, huge platforms. They do it very much so in-house. Like you kind of have to have Chinese ancestry or heritage.
What are you even sorry guys, what are you even talking about, right?
If you're an American waking up today thinking, holy shit, is this my moment? Is this the moment that is literally going to make me leave this country? Listen up. We left 2.5 years ago. We live in Portugal. It was the best decision we ever made. In fact, it was moments like this that we knew would probably come that made us want to leave. I have joined a company called She Thrives Abroad, and we are coaches that help people move abroad.
Why would you listen to abroad about any of this? Oh, right, guys, what a joke. Actually, guys, here's this clip right here. Watch. Let's go back this.
Actual foreign country
this and the passport sisters again.
I'm going to other men. I'm going to other countries to find masculine men.
I am a passport cis. I married a Filipino 5 years ago.
So guys, I'm officially a passport girl. I am done with the broke 50-50 men in America that want to go 50-50, that want you to cook, clean, and be a slave. I'm officially a passport girl. I'm going overseas to find my masculine.
So where are you gonna go to have a guy that can first of all, you're a black woman and you think that an Asian dude or a Middle Eastern dude or a European guy is gonna of any worth a damn is gonna take you on, and then more like the earnings alone, come on.
Husband, he said they're going out to Africa and they are fronting the bill on everything.
Yep.
Y'all heard that?
Some advice to passport bros coming from a passport cis.
While everyone was arguing about passport bros, another movement started quietly. Passport girls. Women who packed their bags and tried
AKA passport hoes. Oh!
Their story did not unfold the same way because the world does not treat women the same way America treats women.
Of course not.
The rules change the moment they land.
I just don't understand how the most basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest.
Because they respect the fact that he's a man. That's
exactly.
why.
And
they
y'all,
want. Hold on. Because these guys, I ask guys this all the time. This feminist narrative. Oh, I make more money. Like, wait, the more money that I make, the more degrees that I have, the harder it is to get married, right? Guys, now it might be true for some groups, but guys, we know it's all cap. Because guys, who has the most degrees?
Black women?
No, Asians do.
Oh, degrees. I'm sorry, degrees. Most enrolled is black.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who's the most educated group of women?
Yeah, Asian chick.
Asian again.
Okay, who earns the most for women?
Asian chick.
Still Asian.
Who's the most married?
Asian chick.
Asian.
And who's the least divorced?
Asian chick.
Asian.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. That was.
Isn't it funny how that works, guys? Isn't it funny? Asians out earn white people. Asian women out earn white men. And somehow they're married, they have kids. Go on. So how is it that they can? It's culture, because to them being married and having kids is just as important as their degree and their job. You know what I'm saying? Red Pill, you were saying?
I wanted to say that the Asians, like oh shit, I kind of sorry about that. I kind of forgot, but I know that as men, we're depicted to be leaders, but the reason why women created the passport sis thing was to follow us. Everything we do, they try to mimic it and they just fail. And the problem is they want to be us so bad that they get the standards lowered to be like, yeah, see, I did it too.
Well, I had said that back in the day. You remember, guys? I told you guys that my dad, he was a doctor, and there was black patients where they're like, "Oh, I want a white doctor, please." There's a lot of old black people that still believe that everything white is better. The white ice cream is better than the black ice cream from the. You know what I'm saying? If a white restaurant has an ice cube, it's colder than a black one. You know what I'm saying? These feminists did the same thing. They thought everything feminine it was bad and everything masculine is good. That's why they do this tit for tat. They say, well, if men can go out and bang a bunch, we should be able to go out and bang a bunch. If men can lift heavy rocks, it's like that's not how it works. We're different. We aren't the same. We are not the same.
You know, one other question I have, particularly about all the B-dub passport, going abroad. Do all these B-dubs, are they ever smart enough to think ahead and think and realize that when they go to another country, who's going to do their weaves and who's going to do their lashes and
I don't know.
nails, right?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. You black guys, you might know, but I mean, how often does a weave have to be done? Like once a month or every other month?
I don't know.
Look, I'm allergic to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't even worry about asking me that because if I see that pile of haystack on your head, I ain't messing with you nowhere. I don't mess with women.
But here's the funny part. They're talking about that chick's talking point was, I don't be doing this 50-50 and having to clean. Chick, you'll be paying 100% and still cleaning over there.
Exactly. Yeah.
More than that.
Yeah.
More.
It's true.
Yeah, you ain't
girls that you will ever see, and these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's
see that? They're so mad. See? They're so mad. You see that, guys?
And here's the reason why. The reason why is because for thunderheads like that, we were their backup plan. Yep. After they just spent their 20s getting dick down, their 20s and a good part of their 30s, getting dick down, dick decimated, dick destroyed, and then dick dismissed by every Chad, Pookie, Tyrone, and Ray Ray, and they have their epiphany phase. We were their backup plan.
Yeah.
And now we're not doing that no more.
Yeah, guys, put a 1 if you agree that foreign chicks are to Western chicks what white women are to B-dubs. Dang. White women and B-dubs can't stand the fact when they see any black man with a non-black woman, but a white woman, oh no. But the moment that they see any Western man with any non-Western woman, all of a sudden it's
I'm gonna kill your bitch ass, bitch.
It's insane, guys. They don't own us. They
think they do.
They want a captive audience. They want themselves to be our only option. Insane.
Right. And why isn't this not initiative to do better? This is what I never understood. It's like, okay, you tell black men, what are we doing wrong? Okay, we do stupid stuff like therapy. Yeah, you want me to go to therapy? I love you so much, I'm going. You want me to get a raise in this job? You want me to actually go into this job that I'm already cool with making $65,000 with, and you want me to try to be the manager? I'm going to try. I don't even want to do this. I hate it, but I'm going to try for you. Can you not wear a mini skirt when you're not with me? Oh, that's a problem. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about life. I'm sorry, I don't want to say no because I'm talking about life. things that really matter. And I get it. Okay, me doing better financially would make, but guess what? You ain't missed nothing. You everything you've asked me for, I said yes. But
And
you
that's
want
the
me to do more.
problem. Yeah. That's the problem. That's why I call it a death by 1,000 concessions. At the end of the day, the minute you lose your masculine frame and you kowtow and you don't stand on business, you've already taken that slippery slide down in which you're now the architect of your own destruction. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but it will happen.
Yeah. It's coming. For sure.
Control, and it's getting to a point where it
And
needs
they're
to be
so
stopped.
mad, guys.
Passport bros are not one thing. They are not all heroes. They are not all victims.
Is this AI?
While she's playing.
Okay, or like
There you go.
people are actually working.
Oh,
I've officially moved back to Lagos, Nigeria, and it has been a little bit over a month now since I've been here. And I just
She's
wanna give you guys
hot. She
something-
could have been
couple
killing in the
things that I
United
noticed.
States.
Desi December is definitely not the same as living here.
Yeah, that weed.
People are actually working. And I do understand why people don't want to work, actually, because first of all, like your salary might be like 200K or 300K. You're even lucky if you're making that. And then on top of that, things are always happening here. Like you can go to a random party on a Tuesday. Obi's house might be on a Wednesday, just randomly. So I see why people don't want to work, but yet people want money, you know? Going to Lagos clubs. Yeah, if your body not done and you're not pretty, good luck. Ow. Good luck. And then it's so crazy because something I noticed is people with braids in the States are valued, but people with braids in Lagos, it's as if who cares, you know?
Why would they need to be valued? Because everybody's the same. We're all black people over there, so everybody get their hair braided. So even in the States, I'm like, so we got your hair braided. Okay, nice. Look nice, but why is it so highly
And how much are braids?
become to be such a big thing? It's a part of the culture.
Everyone has braids. It's easy to get braids done. And how much are braids, you know? So you got to come with a wig. You got to be a girl with a wig. And on top of that, you might be a 10 in Texas, but you could easily be a 3 in Lagos. Lagos has baddies.
We say that all the time for all the women in the States. We let them know that whenever you leave the United States, I'm sorry, you know what? Whenever you leave your neighborhood, you might be a 10 in your neighborhood, you might be a 7 in your
man. And these chicks wouldn't
if
stand
you're
a chance in Brazil.
You might be
Sending you. No one sends you. No one is sending you. If you like, be the baddest bitch in the room in your head. But you're going to meet other girls who are baddies. Lagos has baddies. I can't even explain it. So
because they know that they have to compete for men. You know what I'm saying? They know that they have to stand out.
Good luck on that. Definitely just come with some high self-esteem if you're going to be living in Lagos. Make sure your hair is always done. Make sure your nails are always done. Go get your wax. But overall, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Does she sound happy, guys?
No, she doesn't.
Traffic, of course. There's going to always be traffic. There's going to always be people begging. But yeah.
She's reading the script.
They're the ones.
Without the house being cleaned and without her looking nice. Those were the two things that she made sure of.
You are not the preference. They are not looking for us here. You will be.
Guys, whoa. I
like her.
Whoa. Like her. She's in Colombia. Guys, this chick is a 1 in Colombia. Guys, there's 67, 71-year-old chicks that look hotter than this chick.
Facts.
Guys, I'm dead ass. This chick is a -2 in Colombia.
Yeah.
This chick has the nerve to try and go out in Colombia. Are you serious right now?
She would be invisible to me.
Come on, dude. They wouldn't even let her into the clubs.
She's looking for a dude with a fetish.
Looking for me. Looking for me.
Snowboard's got he has the forklift.
Yeah.
In the back.
Yeah.
He'll get her in there.
I like that young little Aunt Jemima thing.
Get your feelings hurt.
They're the ones, y'all.
They're the ones going crazy, exploiting women in foreign countries for cheap
If you're looking for a man, just
look at this. What? I've been to South America. Why? Why would you settle for this? Why?
know that the reason you can't find him, a black man specifically, is because he's in Colombia already.
So the sister girls are mad that black American men and Colombian men are not checking for them when they are in Colombia. And I simply have this to say, and this is especially for the black women. If you are traveling to a country and your sexual market value is not greater or equal to the women that are there in that country, of course, men are not going to be checking for you. And obviously, when men travel, they are looking for women of that nationality or from that country to meet and get to know. They're not looking to meet other American women that are there.
Facts,
Now,
no offense.
also, this is just me being brutally honest. The large majority of black women that I've seen in Medellin, Colombia, they're not attractive. They're overweight. They don't present themselves well. They're not even anything close to the beauty of the local women in Medellin. So, of course, men are tracking for you.
Look at that, guys.
Basically, you're like a ghost to every man walking around, whether it be the Colombians or even Americans. And just like the video I shared with you guys several days ago about the girl in Thailand complaining about black men not even looking her way. Yes, you guys are all ghosts when we go to these other countries. These men, especially myself, whatever man you could think of, when we're in that country, we're not really looking at y'all. We're not checking for y'all because, you know, to us, we're looking at what's there, and what's there is very beautiful, not only outside, but also on the inside, because they will
cooked. Guys, I just have to laugh. I have to. What a joke. You know what I mean? Like, how is this even something to discuss? Oh, guys, here we go. This is this dunderhead right here on the brutality of being forced to flee your home. Look at this.
These are my last days in America as an American. I don't know when I can come back.
Why? Is it because somebody didn't use her stupid pronouns?
And come back and get the boxes that I'm leaving with friends here and there. My partner got a job that's going to sponsor them for a work visa, and so they can come back and get our belongings. But we can't take them with us to the border right now because we have to not move. We can't move there, so we have to show up with nothing more than 2 suitcases. So my belongings are going to be 2 suitcases at the border, and everything else has to either be
this is so ridiculous,
rehomed
guys.
to friends, donated.
What do you think happens when you're a refugee?
Yeah.
You're not coming with a U-Haul if you are
that
truly a
I am
refugee
putting
fleeing.
friends in the hopes of being able to come back and get them, including all of my books, all my books, and my art.
Everyone's bodying her
And
in these comments.
This process has just been one of tremendous loss.
Look at this. So, guys,
Her parents have money too, I bet.
The PhD candidate, of course. Of course.
And you know something, I think she is telling some facts, because if you go look at south of the border where all the people were crossing, you see that it's littered with all the books and art they had to leave behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that, guys.
It's projected that a lot of people from the United States are going to be fleeing the United States in 2025. And as somebody who has only been in the United States after 5 days, after 4.5 months in Central America, like, I get it. I'm struggling real hard, but I have a request. I have a very strong request that I guarantee is going to make your experience in those countries so much better. If you are in any country, learn the language. Like if you're, especially if you're going to a Latin American country, like, Spanish is really not a difficult language to learn if you already know English. Just
let's all just run and go learn Spanish, guys. That sounds great. Look at this.
Oh my Lord. Jesus.
I didn't know Boy George was still alive.
I would really like
What
to.
in the world is this thing
I was
here?
gonna say she probably smokes Marlboros, but I'm thinking she's more of a Virginia Slim woman.
Yeah.
Leave
Well,
the
we know
United
this
States.
this chick is scissor lift certified. Oh,
Can I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know. But I do know that it is not safe. It is not safe here
What are
anymore.
you talking about? You're a white chick living in America. What are you talking about?
So my question to you guys is, do you or anyone you know of
The
has
answer is no
left the
already.
United States because how shitty it's become? And if so, where did you go? And how hard was it to relocate? I want to know. I'm just so disheartened. And anyways,
You ain't disheartened. You disgrace.
guys.
You not grateful for what you already got, goofy. Like, man,
Terrible, man.
people that complain about the United States and go somewhere else, they'll stop documenting. Like, damn it, because they
But
couldn't even try to make it right.
But what we
They'll
were
be like,
saying was they're colonizing other places. They talk about colonizers, blah blah blah, but all they're doing is just raising the prices in the places that they're moving to. So,
what do you
guys,
think
what a
they?
joke.
What do y'all think that these women do when they get over there outside of looking for a companionship? Do you think they work?
No, they're cooked. They're cooked. They don't really do anything. Period. Like that's the thing, you know.
No,
So
they immediately criticize that country for not having all of the amenities that they could find in the United States.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and plus, even if they could work over there, they wouldn't want to because they would only be making the equivalent of 300 to 400 a month, maybe 5.
yeah. I just don't get it, guys. Like you are just blessed enough to be born in America. You know, right now in this time, with everything we have here, you're stupid enough to try and.
It's like you said, AJ. It's the ignorance and arrogance of an abundance life.
Yep, that's true.
And you got to think about what they mimic. They mimic everything we do, and then when you start when you got 200 on the when you lifting, and then they be like, they trying to mimic the 200. It's like, well, let me take a few of these weights off. It goes in all aspects of life. It's like you trying to be. I mean, I don't know, man. They bug.
Yeah, guys, I don't understand it. You know, guys, I think America's great. It really is. It could always be better, obviously. But guys, once again, like America, we spend too much time looking up at utopia instead of looking to the side. People go, America sucks. Compared to where?
Exactly.
Compared to where?
But they don't even know. They just saying what everybody else saying. They don't even.
There was one thing that I wanted to show Seagrip and Red Pill.
And while you're looking at that, and so here's the thing, I love this country, and I'm proud to be an American. So proud that, like I said, I did 8 years in the military during wartime. So I am proud to be an American. I love this country. And it's because of my experience in the military that I now have this wanderlust. I love being in different countries, meeting different people, enjoying different experiences. And when I'm there, I accept the culture I learn and I try to adapt. And me wanting to be an expat is only because I love being outside this country, but I will never renounce my citizenship. You will not hear me talk crap about the country.
Yeah, the only
So-
reason why I would be an expat is just because your dollar goes so much farther. Like if you're older and you got a whole bunch of wealth and you want to quadruple it or times it by 10, I mean that's just smart business.
I call
You
it
understand?
I call it geo arbitrage.
Yeah, facts.
I'm
Yep.
taking advantage of the inefficiencies in one market and using to my advantage in the other. I was on after hours with a group of the guys earlier this week, in which I'm like, for what I could spend taking one woman out here, I can take either one woman out 3 or 4 times, or take 4 different women out and have an equivalent experience.
We could go to the nicest club in Medellin and lock down the VIP for what it costs to take out to a nice dinner in DC.
Look, holla at your boy.
I'm talking bottles, crazy. Here, Secret, Red Pill, Rajai, Timix. This is for you guys. Watch.
About 87% of Black women in America are mothers compared to the 54% of Black men who report being fathers. Now, this difference right here, because a lot of you are confused because you're slow. This difference right here means that more Black women are becoming parents than Black men. Oops. Not just in number of children, but in the likelihood of parenthood overall. A lot of you are like, well, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense because a lot of Black women are having Black children. Let's break it down. Research and reality shows among Black women, a large share have multiple children by multiple different men. Too often we hear Black women complaining about Black men not being fathers.
So in other words, they found this.
Pull out game, mate. Pull out game, man. I just don't pull out, bitch. For you motherfuckers that want to know, I don't pull out. It ain't weak, motherfucker. I don't pull out.
Black men not showing up, Black men not being in their kids' lives. And this right here becomes the indictment of the men alone. But if fewer Black men are fathers than Black women are mothers, it's not simply a matter of Black men just not showing up. Now we have to discuss who are these Black men you guys are having kids by.
Exactly.
Because choosing the bottom of the barrel and then getting upset because he is not an A1 father sounds like a personal problem. A lot of these men that you guys are having kids by also have like 3 to 5 to 6 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I've seen on social media, other baby mamas. You guys are all literally recycling the same nigga and then getting upset because he's not a decent father. Bitch, he wasn't a father to the last baby he had. So what made you think he was going to be a father to yours? Statistical snapshot data shows that a high proportion of Black women have multiple children with multiple different men. If one woman has a child by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men, the chances of these men being in these kids' life is very thin. Just like a man who has a baby, especially in the West, has a baby by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 women, the chances of him being in all these kids' life are very thin. Again, let's think about the kids here. However, when a relatively small pool of men share paternity with many women, the chances of involved fatherhood is very slim. And I hate this whole narrative in the Black community that Black men are horrible fathers when statistically they're not. Black men fail Black families. Black women are just so victim minded and so they're just the biggest victims in the Black community. When the data proves something completely different, more Black women are becoming mothers than Black men. You guys are also becoming mothers to the same exact niggas. And the type of niggas and the quality of niggas that you guys are becoming mothers by are horrible. But these are the Black men who are failing the Black family. You failed the Black family first when you decided to lay down and give a baby to that nigga. You failed the Black family when you did not require commitment before a child. You failed the Black family when you did not assess whether this was a quality man before you gave him a baby. I literally see you wenches on TikTok bragging about being the 6th and 7th baby mama. One girl said she the 11th baby mama, didn't know he hadn't. How in the fuck you didn't know this man had 10 other baby mamas? And you ended up, you mean to tell me you had a baby by a nigga who was able to hide 10 other baby mamas? Y'all be getting pregnant by men y'all met yesterday. But the Black man is failing Black families. No, bitch, your weak ass coochie is. About 87% of Black women in America are mothers compared to the 54.
Guys, what do you think?
Hey.
And so I'm real big on knowing your numbers. Math is fundamental. And here's the thing about it. What a lot of people don't really think about is that when it comes to child support, states have a maximum of your disposable income that can be used for child support. And in a lot of states, it can be anywhere from 40 to 60%. And so let's say an average of 50%. Once you have 50% of your disposable income, that's the most that can be taken for child support, and it's divvied up amongst all the kids. And so at some point in time, it's just become a thing of diminishing returns. If I already got 5 kids and I'm already getting half my paycheck, what's the difference in me having 5 more? That means the other ones, their portion is going to get cut down and redistributed.
Yeah, that's true.
And well, let's not put it down. Like I'm definitely not on the women's side, but at the end of the day, like, come on, bro, like, stop. You feel me? Like that's just one thing I would say.
What do you mean?
Stop sleeping with women.
Listen. No.
Yeah.
Okay. People say stealing's illegal, right?
Mm-hmm.
People still steal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the majority, but it's small enough. It's a small enough group, right? That means that there's always going to be people who steal. Stealing's frowned upon. It's not, but there's going to be that small percentage who does such thing. Okay, I think we have enough. Other than doing what the Arabs do, where they chop off the hand, we've done every single thing that we can to like disenfranchise stealing, right? I mean, to stop it. People are just going to steal. That's just how it works. We're trying to make that the smallest population possible. There's gonna always be that small percentage of irresponsible men that are having babies, right? It's the women's job to not be victims of said men who are gonna. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. We can tell because how many of us have people in our lives where we tell them don't smoke, wear your seatbelt, all these basic smart things as you, and they just do it anyways, right? The issue is that people, I'm not saying that you're doing this, but people don't put the onus on the women.
Mm-hmm.
If 80% of women are sleeping with the 16% of men, who's more responsible? The 80% of women or the 16% of men? Us men are doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Look, I keep telling Snowboard to pull out. It's not my fault he doesn't.
No.
It'd be like saying that the lungs are like 80% cooked, but then the like one of the kidneys is like 16% cooked. You got to triage. You got to what's messed up the most first. So
no. You're right. You absolutely. I'm not. I wasn't. I was just saying in general. But this is what I will say. We got a montage over here, monetize or whatever it's called. It's called it's a video. It's a total women 41, total baby dads 144, total kids 192. So I understand it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely not saying like whatever. If a woman allows you to do what she's doing, that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
But Red Pill, also keep in mind, in this country, once the semen leaves a man's body, he has no reproductive rights. No child is born in this country unless a woman wants it to be born. And so once that semen leaves our body, we have no reproductive rights. It's these women choosing to have Chad, Pookie, Tyrone, Ray Ray. They're choosing to propagate these men's DNA into the next generation.
Right.
Then they want us to come along and bail them out for their poor choices and bad decisions. Yeah. And then what ends up happening is they try to get with an AJ, a me, a Core, a Snowboard, or they try to get with us, and they want us. They want the wallet. They want us to provide the wallet of a father, but they want to give us the rights of a stranger.
Right.
So no. My child should let it. No.
And that's what I didn't want y'all to think I was against it. I just, you know what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. Like I didn't want y'all to think. I stand on it, even if it was something I disagree with y'all. Like I don't want people to think like, oh no,
well, you're not disagreeing. It's just what you're saying is redundant because what we're already doing that. What you're saying, guys don't do that. Guys are doing that. Guys are not doing. There's no need to tell guys to not do something that we're not doing.
Gotcha.
You understand?
All right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
All
this would be like, hey, Seagrip, Red Bill, don't steal. And you're like, well, we ain't stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me.
For sure.
You ain't
And
stealing. So
yeah, so my whole thing, like I said before, you know, I'm always look at the end of the day, there was nothing stopping me. I could literally have several dozen children by now if I wanted, and that's just here
me too.
statewide.
Yeah.
And I've had women in my life that wanted me to knock them up, and no, I just a funny story. I remember back in my, you know, when I was Seagrip the simp, I was dealing with this one chick, and I was trying to, you know, lock her down and get her to act right. And I remember my cousin said, "Well, the only way you're gonna get one of these young girls to act." And mind you, I was in my late 20s, early 30s. I was in my late 20s, early 30s at this time. It's just the only way you're gonna get one of these young chicks to settle down and act right. You got to put a baby in her, and that sobered me up real quick. And I was like, "Oops, okay, I'm healed. Never mind, I'm good."
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna go off and get my live started soon. So you guys have a great night. Thanks, AJ, for the time being on.
Yeah,
here
no problem, man.
Red Pill and stuff. It's a call-in show, so feel free to call in too if you'd like. I'll post with the you know.
Okay, hold on. Tell me what your channel is real quick before you go.
Now, guys, I'm gonna be heading out soon because I'm just not feeling good today. So, guys, I'm gonna raid you guys over to
okay, yeah, I'll go get started at it
here. So when this ends, it'll go over to Snowboard's channel. I don't know, man. It's been a long day, and I just don't feel good today. So sorry for not being as energetic as usual. But hold on, guys.
It's okay, AJ.
Get well, brother. Get well, my brother.
Nah, man, my friggin' tooth, my root canal, still hurting me, dude. I gotta go back. Guys, is there anything worse than tooth pain? You know what I'm saying? And it was good until earlier today, and then it's just been a long week. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, here's the thing. Guys, put a 1. Okay, I think we've all experienced this as those of us who don't have kids. You guys know how like everyone else on your team has kids, and they're like, "Oh, well, AJ or Seagrip or Red Pill or Memphis, you don't have kids, so you can cover for such and such. But you don't need to take leave." It's like, damn it! Now I'm doing all this extra stuff, you know.
And I used to be that guy. Who
would
not take vacations, so people who had kids could take vacation and have families. I used to be that guy.
It's ridiculous. It's like, man, look. I understand that they have kids and all, but they need to do their planning. I'm not trying to be out here doing everyone's job. That's crazy. So hold on, guys. There's one
you guys got to remember, don't make your problem my problem.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this last Christmas was the first time I think I've ever have taken the entire week off between Christmas and New Year's. It's the first time I've ever done that.
Yeah, I always take that week off. Always. I don't work on my birthday. Nope. I don't do it. Even if they go, well, you can't. Nope. Got me messed up, man. I don't think guys. You always got to have your non-negotiables. You know. I'm trying to see if I can find anyone getting tased. That would be a lot of fun. But yeah, guys. It's been a good week though, you know. It's been it's crazy that it's already March. Guys, so what I want to do is actually start doing interviews with you guys. You know, so like Seagrip, Korg, any of you guys who are in the chat scheduling like maybe far out, like doing an interview, because I have like 7 or 8 questions that I asked people, and having like longtime supporters of the channel do interviews. I think that would be cool for live streams, you know.
Cool.
And then there's a couple other plans that I have for the channel. Guys, look at this. Hold on. Look at this, guys.
18th, 2024. Deputies were dispatched to Milwaukee International Airport after report of a disruptive passenger at a
Ohio, Wisconsin, Florida.
What's going on, ma'am?
Sorry, guys. I got to do.
That's the sound of the police.
What's
going on? Okay, what's going on is that he just took me from my plane, and I could have stayed on my plane.
You got removed?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Don't know why.
Somebody wants to get a statement from them? She was the last one pretty much to get on the plane. She was at the car. We asked her, did she have a gun in her cup? She said it was not.
Okay, we don't need the sheriff. I'm gonna go.
No.
Oh, she had a drink in her hand, and they said you got to put the drink down, and then she started fighting. God.
I'm about to go. Yes, I am. You don't need my ID.
I didn't hear the last part. I heard.
I'm not going downstairs.
Guys, I actually think that this is the first time that we've seen the Wisconsin airport, right? Yeah. Hey, Red. I know. Hey, Red Pill.
Who's
you're
good?
the newest guys in the chat. I'm gonna ask Red Pill to guess which airport that we've seen the most body cam footage from. You guys, you guys in the chat. I need you guys to. Do you guys remember when we actually looked which airport we've seen the most of?
It gotta be DFW. Gotta be DFW.
Yeah. Red Pill, what do you think?
All right, it's gonna be one of the. It's gonna be an illegal a flower state going to another state. All right, hold on. Let me see. I'll say Denver.
It was actually DFW. We actually went back and looked and counted on a live stream. We went back through like all the videos that I've done in live streams, and it was DFW. But I think out of like the 20 videos I looked at, I think 12 or 13 of them were in DFW. And I honestly think that it's because Dallas is right near Atlanta. It's right at the Midwest. Mexico, the West Coast, Canada, international flights, they're all right there, and it's huge. Because I think from these videos, I have DFW, the inside of it memorized.
Damn. Okay, so what's DFW? That's Dallas, Fort Worth?
Dallas, Fort Worth, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They by the border.
What's that?
No, I said they by the border.
I guess they're like 14 and a half hours from the border.
Oh, okay. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, from Dallas to the border is far, dude.
Okay, my bad.
Because from Dallas to San Antonio, 7.5 hours doing like 75, 80 miles per hour. And then from San Antonio to Laredo, Texas is another like 5 hours. But then to the borders, like another 2.5 hours. So Texas is a big state, man.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna give you my ID. I'm about to It's time. Give you my ID.
Too late.
I'm about to give you my ID. I'm about to give you my ID.
We'll get it.
Get arrested. They gonna take me to jail. I just said I'm gonna give you my ID.
Let's go.
How are you that big and have no ass at all?
I just said I'm gonna give you my ID.
Okay, let's go with the program here.
Hey Siri.
Of course, she's on her phone.
Let's go.
Hey Siri. Call my husband.
Let's go downstairs. Oh, some fool
She's got
idiot.
a husband too. Oh no! Look at that, guys.
Well, you know she has that disease that's going around. You know, Dunlap syndrome. Because her belly done lapped over her belt.
That's crazy.
And she got a booty do where her gut sticks out farther than her booty do.
Booty do. Definitely got that 99 booty do.
Yeah.
She do got that. I ain't gonna lie, she got that. She got that for real.
Hey Siri, can I get my food and stuff? Can I get my food and stuff?
She can skip a few meals.
Call my husband.
Just obey.
Can I get my food and stuff?
No,
Okay, you don't got to grab me like this like I'm a criminal or something.
you are.
You are.
Good say.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Let me go. This comes to hurt my head. I am going to cooperate.
That's not cooperating.
Hey Siri, call my husband. Can I pull my shirt down? This is America. Like, what the f*** got all my shit out? With your rude white ass. Can you pull my shit out? It's not up. It's down. Like you have swallowed all my shit. Don't go in the game. Can you pull my pants up?
Nope.
Disgusting.
This shit
is sorry, these croutons. This is a croutons free flight. We're have to remove you from this plane.
That is insane.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I want my medication and I want my croutons, please.
Do you imagine getting perp walk like this?
You tried walking before. You're not hurting.
You ain't gonna press on me like that. You rude ass fat ass. Hey Siri, call my husband.
Hey, Siri don't fuck with you.
Even Siri's
Siri
not
don't-
on the listener.
Siri don't like you, ma'am.
Kick me. You kicking me. Don't kick me. You heard me. Get off my foot. Hey Siri, call my husband. God damn it. She lying me. Hey Siri, call my husband.
What's
cop.
this little chick gonna do?
Yeah, I'm about to say, look at the little cop. Shout out to the little cops out here, man.
Hey Siri.
We love you, little cops.
Let me go ahead and get the door to you.
Hey Siri.
Going through.
Yeah, coming through. Let me go. Stop there. You can let me go. Stop. You hurting my hand. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I didn't do shit. You have been cussing my husband.
Hold on, AJ. What is the initial? Like? What did they start messing with her like?
So she was drunk and she was trying to take an alcoholic beverage onto the plane. They said, "Ma'am, you got to throw the drink away, right? You can't have it with you." And of course, her being a B-dub, she's
I hope you die, bitch. I hope you die in asshole. Let me go. I don't give a f- about this. Y'all done cuss my whole trip. And y'all gonna refund me for this shit. No, and I need the piss. Can I take a piss?
No.
I'm gonna piss on this floor.
Go ahead.
I need
Look
to
here,
use
R.
the
Kelly.
restroom. Shit got here. I need to use the restroom. Oh, this y'all that made me miss a mother flight for what?
We're trying to get the story up there, okay?
Yeah, and you was assuming.
Everything went to hell.
And you was assuming.
I didn't have a chance to
Because
do
that already pissed me off. Put me off of my flight.
listen to the mouth
With
on
your
this.
racist ass. With his gay ass. But I guess because he part of LGQPT, it's all right. You stupid woman. No, do it look like I'm gonna take these out. No, you're not. Give me my glasses.
Ah, see, there you go, guys. I would say this: if you spit on me, guys, I'm not responsible for my actions, man. Straight up.
No. That's an assault charge.
Yeah, it's disgusting, man.
Spitting is an assault charge. Yeah, facts.
Okay. No, but for all you guys, so guys, I had a filling that was done like years ago, and then I went to this really crappy dentist like in 2015, and then that filling it dissolved, like fell apart. So I had to get a crown in like 2021, right in the middle of the cough. And then it's been bothering me since December. But I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go get it checked out because Christmas and all that other stuff. So I went 2 weeks ago, and they actually went in and they figured out that the place that I went to in 2021 didn't do the whole root canal. So they had to go in and dig extra deep down into my jaw and get the rest of it out of there. So that's why they had to go extra deep, and that's why it's been bothering me. So it sucks.
Well, I hope you feel better, brother.
I'm not putting shit on. Why? Not putting shit on. Why? Because I'm not. Why y'all take me off my plane? I never took you off. If y'all finna refund me,
look at that. Looks like someone dropped a roll of what are those Pillsbury muffins or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Disgusting. There was one quick news story that I was going to show you guys. Hold on, and then we'll. It was from yesterday, but I can get a chance to show you guys. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. There's a chick stealing. It's just sad that people still think that that women just aren't capable of doing bad things. Like they're just shocked that women do. Oh, here you go.
Shannon O'Connor, who has become known as the Los Gatos party mom, convicted today for hosting parties with alcohol and sex for minors. Thank you for joining us here on Cron 4 News this afternoon. I'm Justine Waldman. We have our Gail Ong in San Jose now. She has the latest on this case. Hi, Gail.
Hi, Justine. Well, this was a 4-month-long trial, and after 6 days of deliberations, the jury returned this morning with a guilty verdict for Shannon O'Connor. Juries found Miss O'Connor guilty on more than 60 counts that include child endangerment, molestation, witness dissuasion, and facilitating sexual assault between minors from the years 2020 and 2021. Prosecutors say O'Connor hosted secret parties at her Los Gatos home, providing alcohol to underage teens and pressuring intoxicated minors into sexual
Look at that, guys.
acts. Many of the teens were Los Gatos high school freshmen and friends of her son. Jurors were shown cell phone and surveillance video from inside the parties showing intoxicated teenagers dancing, vomiting, and passing out.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Absolute demons. But on that note, guys, I'm gonna shut this down. Guys, you guys will be put over to this happened again. Hold on. Look at this one. This just happened today. Look at this.
South Bay mother convicted of hosting alcohol-fueled.
Was this the same one? Never mind. The same one. All right, guys. You guys will be rated over to the Snowboards channel. But all right, guys. I'll talk to you guys on Sunday. Bye,
All
guys.
right, brother. Peace, man.
Take it easy.